What's up, y'all? My name is Malcolm, and welcome to my channel, Loung'n Out, where we discuss everything fragrance related, from reviews to unboxings and everything in between. So if all that sounds great to you all, make sure you click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. That way, you can shoot on over, you check it out, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you dislike it, make sure you let me know in the comment section why you dislike that video, so I can use that feedback as a means to improve my future content. So with all that said, let's get into the topic of today's video. I unboxed these fragrances on a video that I did a couple days ago, but I realized that the mic that I just got wasn't recording the audio properly, so I had to go back and refigure everything out. And so I spent like 35 to almost like 45 minutes just recording a video with no audio. So that really just, I don't know. Starting with the first fragrance on this list, I would like to get into, I've been back and forth on this fragrance for a while. I mean, I've heard a lot about this fragrance from reviewer after reviewer after reviewer, talking about how it's the best designer vanilla fragrance out there on the market. And I love vanilla. I love vanilla through and through. I love how warm it is. I love how sexy it is. I love how unisex it is. And so I decided to pull the trigger because for a moment, it was in stock for quite a while, cheap as dirt, basically, you know, $30–$40 price range. And then it became unavailable for quite some time, but then now it's back in stock. And so now that it's back in stock, went ahead and picked it up, so I would like to give it a try. And my first impression of this fragrance was, I was taken aback. I really was, because though I knew I was getting into a nice rich vanilla fragrance, it's just I didn't expect it to be this good. And I can see what a lot of people are talking about, or why people are talking about this fragrance being one of the best designer vanilla scents out there. In the house of Mercedes-Benz, that's Club Black, nice deep rich amber coloration of the juice. And the atomizer is located on the back, if you can see, and it kind of makes it a little tough to spray a little bit because you have that little bitty groove to fit your finger inside. But I'm gonna go ahead and spray a couple sprays so we can test it out, and so I can send myself back to that euphoria that I experienced a couple days ago. Alright, so great atomizer, but again, it's just fitting your finger inside that groove and then trying to push down. That is a beautiful vanilla fragrance, man. That really is. I'm not trying to like jump on this hype train or anything, try to hype this up, but I mean, if you're really into vanilla fragrances, I suggest checking this out, because this is something that will be great for date nights, nights out. I can see somebody wearing, you know, a leather jacket with this as well. It's balsamic, it's warm, it's spicy, it's woody, a little bit of smoky, and it also has some powdery notes in there as well. It being a vanilla heavy fragrance, I find that this fragrance leans itself more unisex than it does masculine or feminine. But nice. I'm really getting the vanilla, I'm getting the powdery notes, and I'm getting the richness from the amber in here. So as far as the notes, I got it pulled up on Fragrantica. Bergamot in the opening, we have some incense and jasmine in the mid, and we got vanilla, benzoin, woodsy notes, as well as ambroxan. You all will like this once you get your hands on it. Alright, check it out. So next up on this list is a hard to get fragrance. It comes in and out of stock just like some of the other fragrances here, and I've had an opportunity to get it a couple times, but I just at that moment I just didn't really feel, you know, that it was right for me to get it. But I went ahead and scooped it up just in case, you know, who knows, I mean, it might not be available for quite some time after this, so I wanted to get my nose on it because I have quite a few other fragrances from this line and I enjoy each and every one. I've heard good things about this fragrance from the house of Emporio Armani. That's Stronger With You Oud. And if you watched one of my last videos, I talked about the fragrance from the same house, which is the Stronger With You Leather. And those two fragrances are inspired by Middle Eastern scent profiles. You know, this rich spiciness that a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances have. But with this one, you do get that Stronger With You DNA, and you do get the richness from the oud in here, and you do get the spices from that Middle Eastern inspired scent profile. And I do see this fitting for a night out. But as far as the note breakdown in this fragrance, again, the 3 note breakdown, we have vanilla, we have agarwood or oud, and we have lavender extract. So you do get the vanilla, that nice sweet aroma, makes it sexy, makes it, you know, I want to say unisex in this sense, but it does make it to where it's an attractive fragrance. With the oud, it kind of gives it a little bit of character to it, a little bit more complexity, and then it gives a nice woodiness to it too, a nice dark, rich woodiness. And with the lavender extract, freshens it up and gives it a nice little floral note. But then again, you know, you have those Middle Eastern spices in there to kind of make it a little bit more complex as well. But I do think that this fragrance, again, is great for a night out, for the few people who have their hands on it. I mean, you're not going to smell like any other guys in the room. You know what I mean? So I guess that makes you stand out a little bit more. It makes it special if you have it in your collection. But again, that's Strong With You Oud from the house of Emporio Armani. And honestly, I think this is probably my favorite bottle design out of the Strong With You line, other than the Absolutely. A link will be in the description if I can find it for you guys, alright? And shout out to Dallas from Chaos Fragrance for hooking up his community, you know what I mean? Every time, I guess he's on the grind, making sure that every time these fragrances that are hard to come by, that are rare, fragrances like this, Strong With You Leather from him posting about that, and a few other fragrances actually in this list from him posting that they're back in stock on fragrancebuy.ca, wherever he might find them. Like, shout out to him hooking us up in the community with those details, man. I really do appreciate you hooking us up. I really do. Next fragrance up on this list, I've been kind of curious about because I haven't picked up any other fragrances from this house. I've heard different things from the different fragrances in this line, but for some reason I think this one stood out the most to me. I don't know if it was the scent profile or maybe it was the bottle design, because I really do like the way this bottle looks, even though it reminds me of the Dolce & Gabbana's The One bottles. I mean, the same similar shape, cap, everything. From the house of Narciso Rodriquez, it's for him, Blue Noir. And the lighting here doesn't really do this this bottle justice, so I'll probably put up a picture to show what it looks like. But yeah, as you can see, it's a fingerprint magnet, and if you can see, it looks exactly like the Dolce & Gabbana The One bottle style. Here's the Luminous Night Dolce & Gabbana. I'm going to talk about this in another video, but yeah, as you can see, they pretty much had like the same bottle design, both fingerprint magnets. Sorry about that, I don't have my cleaning cloth with me to give a better presentation. But yeah, I really do like it because as far as the bottle design, because on the outside, when the light hits the outside of the bottle, you see like this nice blue coloration. You know, it's just like this deep blue coloration, and I really do appreciate that. Actually, I'm going to show you with my phone from Fragrantica. So if you can see that on the outside of the outer edges of the bottle, you know, it has that nice blue coloration. But as far as like the main accords from Fragrantica, you have woody notes up top, you have the musky, powdery accords, you have aromatic, amber, and earthy accords in the dry down as well. We have a 5-note breakdown rather than 3, but you know, I'll take the 2 extra notes. So first up, we have musk, we have vetiver, cedar, ebony wood, as well as amber. So right off the cap, you do get like the ambery notes, and you do get the muskiness from this fragrance. And let me go ahead and spray it on this tester strip to see what else I can pick up. But I pick up citrus notes in here, though. In my opinion, I might be tripping, I'm not sure, but I pick up some citrus notes in here, man. But I do get the powderiness from this fragrance. Yeah, I get that vetiver, that it has like almost like a green woody tinge to it. Yeah, I'm getting the cedar for sure, and the ebony wood, it darkens it up. It has like the ebony wood is a nice dark rich woody accord, but it does smell good though. It really does smell good. Nice for a suit and tie formal occasion. Nice for the office. Nice for, you know, even going out on a date. But It is a very interesting fragrance. It's simple, but it's interesting. It has a little bit underneath, like it has some facets that really kind of capture your attention. It kind of grabs you. After like I smelled it initially, and then as I'm pulling away, something else grabs my attention. I'm like, oh, what is that? You know, I think it's well blended, to be honest. In my opinion, I really think that this is one of those fragrances that it smells good right off the bat. But as you wear it more, you're gonna appreciate it and love it over time. Say on your like 5th or even like your 15th wearing, like you're probably gonna love this fragrance that much more. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd wear this to like a nice formal dinner, and I think that cedar wood is starting to come out a little bit more, to be honest. This is a great one. It has me interested in smelling the other fragrances from this line, to be honest. But good fragrance though, okay? Narciso Rodriquez, Blue Noir for him. So next up, this fragrance was semi-recently discontinued. It was replaced by another fragrance. Some fragrance houses do this. I don't know if it's due to restrictions on certain ingredients that they have in like the original fragrance, so they have to take it back to the drawing board and basically reinvent the fragrance. It's still going to smell the same, still going to have the same DNA, but it might smell a little bit differently. But they're going to announce it as a new fragrance with a different name, and that's what they did with the fragrance that replaced this one from the house of Thierry de Metz. That's Eau Tres Fraiche. Now, I do like these simple square bottle designs, and as you can see, it has like this cool like H at the bottom of the bottle, and the atomizer is built into the cap. So what you do is you twist it to reveal the atomizer, and honestly, I was pretty impressed with this fragrance. When you think of Eau Fraiche, it's going to be extremely fresh. It's going to be very citrusy. It's just almost going to be like not overwhelmingly fresh, but just wow, that's invigorating. That's bright. That's captivating. It's kind of like a treat for you, because by the time you step outside of the house and you get going for the day, that whole bright freshness from the citruses and whatnot, those are starting to fade back and whatnot. So you kind of get that for yourself whenever you initially spray the fragrance. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the tester strip with this fragrance to go ahead and see exactly what I experienced from this fragrance. That's a hell of an atomizer. Look at that. God dang. Woo! That is fresh. That is fresh. Eau Tres Fraiche. That is. And again, Dallas from Chaos Fragrance, he posted this on the communities tab as being back in stock. Scooped it up because it's becoming harder and harder to find. Maybe this has certain situations where I prefer this fragrance versus me wearing the OG variant in other situations, you know what I mean? But it is bright, very citrusy, extremely invigorating. I can see me wearing this on the hottest of hot days, man. Like, those 85-degree plus days. This is going to be a great fragrance to help cool you off, to keep you refreshed during the summertime, as well as smell good. So as far as the main accords on Fragrantica, we got citrus up top. You got the woody notes, you have the fresh, spicy, fresh, aquatic, and the aromatic notes or accords in the dry down. But yeah, it's starting to become a little bit more earthy, which I know like the other iterations or the other flankers in this line, sometimes they get a bad rap because sometimes some people say that it has like a dirty, earthy orange accord, and I think that's off-putting for me. I appreciate that, Ooh. Almost has like kind of like the spiciness to it too, though, to be honest. So in the top notes we have orange, citruses, as well as watery notes. So it's aquatic, fresh, and then we have geranium in the mid. So sometimes it can kind of give off a cooling effect to it, basically. And we got woody notes, we have cedar, as well as patchouli. So, you're going to get that earthiness from the woody notes as well as the patchouli in the base. But yeah, definitely picking that up. Smells really good, very refreshing. I don't know how many times I have to reiterate that, but but I do like this. I am waiting to wear this in the summertime. I do think that this is a nice addition to my collection. And it looks like I'll put a dent into it, but I've only sprayed it maybe like, I don't know, 5-10 times or something like that. But This atomizer pumps out a bunch of juice though, so I mean that's probably why. Like seriously, like I don't want to waste any more, but look at this. It's a freaking fire hose. Man, is that refreshing. I'm still getting like spicy notes from it. I'm getting some spiciness from it, you know what I mean? From the House of Terre d'Hermes, that's Eau Tres Fraiche. So last up on this list, man, like when I smelled this, I didn't know what I was going to expect, but I was blown away. Like honestly, it's very light. It's very light. I will say that. Very refreshing, but different. You know what I mean? Like I've only heard about this like a couple times. Like I think Ross from TLTG Reviews, he's mentioned it a time or two, and I can't remember who else has mentioned it, but outside of that, I haven't heard anything about it. I think when this fragrance was popular, it's before I even got into collecting fragrances. Like, I had a few fragrances here and there at the time, but nothing to the extent of what I have right now. But the fragrance that I'm talking about is from the House of Paco Rabanne. That's 1 Million Cologne. Now, this bottle is different from all the others, in my opinion, because I feel like it's all glass, and that actually kind of hurts doing that, but yeah. As far as like the main accords of this fragrance, we got citrus, we got rose, aromatic, marine, warm, spicy accords. The dry down, you get the woody, the leather, patchouli, florals, fresh, spicy accords. All right, so I'm going to get my test strip, and I'm going to spray it a few times to see what I pick up from this fragrance, and give you all my overall impression, my second impression at the at the very least. So here we go. Couple sprays. Let's check out this atomizer. Ooh, that is up. I will say one thing about collecting fragrances: you appreciate a good spray or atomizer. Like, I'm not even fronting. It's weird, the small things that you appreciate, but it's the small things in life, right? So here we go. Man, that is. I mean, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a unisex fragrance. All right, like I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a unisex fragrance. All right, like I can smell the rose right off the bat. You know, the freshness, the citruses, like, but that rose. So the notes from that's nice and florally, nice. It's nice, floral, fresh, and citrusy, man. This is nice. So in the top notes, we have C notes, we have citruses, mandarin orange, cardamom. In the middle notes, we have the rose, we have the juniper berries. So it kind of gives it a little bit of spiciness from the juniper berry, as well as the cardamom. Tonka bean in the dry down, and leather, as well as patchouli. So it's going to be sweetened up by the tonka bean, kind of going to give it like a vanillic, leather, earthy accord in the dry down. But man, does this smell good. Like that rose is nice, man. And I am starting to get that earthiness from it too, from the patchouli. Oh man. I'm sorry, I just had that reaction, but I'm glad I have this in my collection now, because this is hard to find. Like I said, I probably heard about this about a year or two ago, and so I haven't heard about this fragrance ever since, up until Dallas from Chaos Fragrance. I keep mentioning his name. I'm trying not to be that person where I'm just name dropping all the time, but 3 out of the 5 fragrances here I picked up because he posted it in his community tab. So if you're not subscribed to his channel and you like collecting rare and hard to come by fragrances, get subscribed and get on this community tab, because it's the reason why I'm like having these outer body experiences, smelling these fragrances that I never thought I would get my hands onto. It's summertime, I'm gonna be feeling like Will Smith, but I mean, I'm not gonna be slapping anybody or anything like that, but you know. Oh wow! But yeah, 1 Million Cologne by the House of Paco Rabanne. If I can find it still, I will leave a link in the description, and hopefully you all love this just as much as I do. Man, that's That is great. That is great. But hopefully this is a great setup, and if y'all like this setup, again, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about these fragrances in the comment section, like if any of these sounded appealing to you. And again, I will leave a link for whatever fragrances I can find. Hopefully all of them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and let me know why you dislike it in the comment section, okay? So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, alright? Peace.